Good morning. Please stand and join me in our opening song, Holy, Holy Way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me know that love is all around me.
Let me know that love is all around me.
Oh, let me know that love is all around me.
Let me know that love is all around me.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy way. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning and welcome to the Creative Living Fellowship Sunday morning service. For those of you who are online, we welcome you and we ask that you leave us a message so that we can acknowledge your presence. For those in person, thank you for showing up today. If you're online also and you are a first-time guest, we invite you to go to our website and sign up on our mailing list, in which you will begin to receive all the wonderful information and events on CLF. Creative Living Fellowship is an independent religious science church, and we honor all paths that lead to truth. Our deep intention here is to be a community of love, care, and connection that opens hearts, expands consciousness, and transforms lives. And we do that through the principles and practices of the science of mind and spirit. The science of mind is a new thought, ancient wisdom teaching that provides us with the tools for living our best possible lives. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, said, "Life is not just something to be endured. It is to be lived in joy and in fullness without limitation." So here's a little bit of what you can expect to experience today in our service. Our pre-service meditation was held this morning, was facilitated by our animal chaplain practitioner, Fran Peck. That will also be that she is holding our high watch today, which means that she is sitting in meditation and prayerful contemplation, holding a space for the perfect unfoldment of our service today. Thank you, Fran, for your constant service. Reverend Mary Jane Hyde is serving as our practitioner of the day, and she will be offering our evocation. That will be followed by our congregational chant, The World. This will be led by Victoria Fairclough, who is leading us in this chant and is also our musical inspiration today. And the lyrics will be on the screen. After the chant, Mary Jane Hyde will be back with the inspirational reading of the day. Right now, let me welcome up Reverend Mary Jane for our evocation.
Good morning. And so for right here, right now, let's just take a deep breath and let it go. We're letting go. We're just going to, in this time, we're just going to be calling forth the divine energy, the divine light, the divine expression that is all around us. We see it in the clouds. We have clouds here. We see it in the beautiful greenery that I see outside the window here. I hear it in the voices. I hear it in the singing, in the harmony of the song. I hear it in the readings. I hear it in the through all the work that is done here. And we will experience it as through the divinely inspired message by Reverend Sherry. And so in this knowing that the divine is expressing in, through, and as each person here, each person within the sound of my voice, each person that participates in this service, whether it's online, whether it's being present, whether it's doing a part of the service, we are all one in this thing called Creative Living Fellowship. And as this oneness, we are being fed spiritually. We are being fed by the divine through all the activities here on Sunday morning. I am grateful. I am grateful for this thing that we call CLF. I'm grateful for how it feeds us all in the highest and best way possible. And I say thank you, God. And so it is.
The world is a place of great love for all. The world is a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. The world is a place of great peace. I am a place of great love for all. I am a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, I am a place of great peace. You are a place of great love for all. You are a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, you are a place of great peace. We are a place of great love for all. We are a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, we are a place of great peace. The world is a place of great peace.
So the reading today is an excerpt from The Principles of Successful Living in the Signs of Mind textbook, page 271, Demonstrating the Law. There is a law of unfoldment in man, which says he can advance only by going from where he is to the place where he would like to be. This is not because the law is limited, but because it is law. A man unfolds in his mentality. The law automatically reacts to him. The way to work is to begin right where you are, and through constantly applying ourselves to the truth, we gradually increase in the wisdom and understanding. For in this way alone will good results be obtained. If day by day we have a greater understanding and a clearer concept, if daily we are realizing more truth and applying it in our actions, then we are on the right path and eventually we will be made free. It is a wonderful experiment and a great adventure to make conscious use of the law, to feel that we can plant an idea in mind and see it gradually take form. Take time every day to see life as you wish it to be, to make a mental picture of your ideal. Pass this picture over to the law and go about your business with a calm assurance and an inner side of life that something is taking place. There should not be any sense of hurry or worry about this, just a calm, peaceful sense of reality. Let the law work through and express itself. Let the law work through and express itself in the experience. There should be no idea of compulsion. We do not have to make the law work. It is its nature to work. In gladness, then, we should make known our desires, and in confidence, we should wait upon the perfect law to manifest through us. Thank you.
I tried to win this war, I must confess. My hands are weary, I need your rest. Mighty warrior, king of the fight. No matter what I face, you're by my side. When you don't move the mountains, I'm needing you to move. When you don't part the waters, I wish I could walk through. When you don't give the answers, as I cry out to you, I will trust, I will trust, I will trust in you. Ooh, I will trust in you. You know what tomorrow brings. There's not a day ahead you have not seen. So on all things I'll be life and breath. I want you, want Lord, and nothing less. Don't move the mountains, I'm needing you to move. When you don't part the waters, I wish I could walk through. When you don't give the answers, as I cry out to you, I will trust, I will trust, I will trust in you. I will trust in you. You are my strength and power. You are my guiding hand. You are this firm foundation on which I stand. You are my guiding light. You are my faith desire. You are the one thing I need inside. You don't part the waters, I needed you to move. When you don't move the mountains, I wish I could walk through. When you don't give the answers, as I cry out to you, I will trust, I will trust, I will trust in you. Oh, I will trust in you. I will trust in you.
Thank you so much, Victoria. That's beautiful. Let's take a breath. Good morning, everyone. Let's take a breath together. I love that song. I will trust in you. When you don't move the mountain, I need you to move. When you don't part the waters, I want to walk through. What am I going to do? I will trust in you. That song is really continuing our theme for the month, the process and trusting the process. And it takes me right into the message for today. The topic is in due time. In due time. in due time. What happens when the mountain doesn't get moved when we want it to be, or the water is not parted when we need it to be, or when the illness is not cured when we want it to be, or when the relationship is not healed when we want it to be, or when we expected it to be, or when the money's not there when we really need it to be. What happens then? Can we still say, I will trust in you? That's a question for us to ask ourselves this morning. Can we still say, I will trust in you? And do we still trust, even though things aren't happening in our time? And the thing that we have to know as we go through this process of trusting the process is that everything happens in due time. Everything happens in due time. And what due time means, everything happens in God's time. In God's time, in divine timing. We have to learn to trust divine timing. That's not an easy one. It sounds really good to trust divine timing, but when we're expecting something to happen, and when we're really wanting something to happen, when we're really needing something to happen, and when we're really needing things to change, and when we're really needing prayer to be answered, and we're really needing, and wanting, and it doesn't happen, wow, that's a big thing for us. That's a big thing for us, because the first thing we go to is, why not? Why didn't it happen? What can I do? What do I need to do? Because we trust those things that are within our control, but those things that are not within our control, which is most things, those are the things that really, really freak us out, when they don't happen. So we go to anxiety, we go to anger, we go to frustration, we go to disappointment, we go to all those different emotions that come up. And fear is a big thing that comes up when things don't happen when we need them to. Rather than just moving into that place of taking a deep breath, which is where the process always starts, with taking a deep breath and trusting that everything's happening in divine timing, that everything's happening in God's time. And when we get to the place where we can start to trust God's time, then we give up our attachment to when it's going to happen. Because for most of us, and I point to myself first, most of us want things to happen right now or yesterday. That's what the right time looks like for us. Yes, I want this to happen yesterday. I want this to happen right this minute. And that's not the way life works. That's not the way God works. Sometimes it does. Sometimes things are instantaneous. But it's been in the works for a long time. It's been in the works for a long time. It's been in the works for a long time. And so what we have to do is to keep in mind that when things aren't happening, as I said, the way that we want them to, rather than us trying to hurry God, we have to try trusting God rather than hurrying God, rather than moving into that place of you're late again, Lord. You're late again, Lord. As I told you before, I have a book. That's the title of a book that I have, a little book. It's The Impatient Woman's Guide to Patience. But the name of it is You're Late Again, Lord. But what we know is that there is no such thing as God being late. God is always right on time. It may not be in the time that we want it. It may not be in the time that we expect it. It may not be in the time that we think is the only time that it can happen, but it's always the right time. It's always the right time. And when we get to the place where we can recognize that we can't hurry God, then we'll take a deep breath and just allow God to unfold. There was a song that used to be sung in church I went to when I was a child, and the name of it is "You Can't Hurry God," and it goes, "You can't hurry God, oh no, you just have to wait. You have to trust and give him time, child, no matter how long it takes." And so sometimes I walk through the house singing that. You can't hurry God, no matter how long it takes. You have to trust and give him time, child, no matter how long it takes. No matter how long it takes. And so that's what that song's just started singing me right then. So I just had to let it out so I could say something else besides that. But just think about that. You can't hurry God. You just have to wait. You have to trust and give him time, no matter how long it takes. And so that's what we are talking about today, that in due time. And when we recognize that, then we can move out of that energy of that fret and sweat energy. We don't have to fret or sweat. We can just be where we are. As the reading was saying, just stay where, when things aren't working, or it seems that answers haven't come, or solutions haven't come to us, been provided to us. Then we just have to be in that place of just knowing that obviously there's something else that's supposed to happen first. Obviously there's something else that's supposed to happen before this. And so what I do is just be in the place of just knowing that everything's happening in divine order, everything's happening in divine timing, letting go of the need to be anxious, letting go of the need to be fearful, letting go of the need to be angry, letting go of the need to be anything but in that place of being right here, right now. When you think about how sometimes when we are trying to get someplace and say driving, and traffic is really slow, and you're running late, and you gotta get there, and lights are catching you, and somebody pulls in front of you driving really, really slowly, and everything's going, and you just get anxious and whatever. You're not doing anything but just getting anxious, because you still can't go any faster. You still can't get there any faster. Rather than just being where you are right then and right there, just being where you are right then and right there, and just allowing the process to unfold, we get into that fret and sweat mode. And then we by the time we finally get to where we have to go, or where we're on our way, we are worn out. And it didn't get us there any quicker. And so that's how we sometimes move through our lives. We want things to happen. So I'm just going to make this happen. I'm going to make this happen. And I hear people talk a lot about make this a great day. Make this a good service, make this a good whatever. My take on that is to allow it to be a great day. It's already a great day, and you get to experience it to the degree you can open up and allow it to be a great day. Allow that to be your experience. But we can only do that when we are open and available, and recognizing that everything is unfolding in a divine and perfect way. Everything is unfolding easily and effortlessly. Everything is already a part of divine order. And so when we can be in that place of recognizing that, then our impatience will slowly, sometimes more quickly than others, but slowly dissolve into just being where we are in each and every moment. And so what I'm inviting you to do is just know that waiting is a part of the trusting process. Waiting is a part of that process. But I invite you to do intentional waiting, purposeful waiting. What are you doing while you're waiting? What are you doing while you're waiting? Are you agonizing? Are you angry? Are you frustrated? Are you cursing? Are you begging? Are you doing all those other things? Are you being mindful as you wait, as you go through the process? The first thing you want to do as you go through the process is do what is before you to do. Whatever's before you to do. You don't have to judge it. You don't have to analyze it. Do what is before you to do. Do what is before you to do, and be willing to do what is before you to do. Be willing to just follow the guidance. Be willing to follow the guidance that you're getting the direction that you're getting, or whatever, and be in each and every moment, step by step by step. That's how we get to experience whatever it is we want to experience in due time, because time is passing anyway. And we can allow it to pass easily. We can allow it to pass in a way that we can be in the flow, which is what doing what is before you to do allows us to do. Even though it may seem to be something mundane, it may seem to be something totally unrelated. When we are moving into that place of doing what's before me to do right here and right now, then that creates a space of openness so that God can work. Oftentimes, there's no opening for God to work when we are expecting things to happen, or when we are waiting for an answer, or all those things. There has to be an opening, and we can be assured that we are that place and space of opening when we can be in a place of just being where we are, being intentional, being mindful, being aware, and just taking a deep breath and going with the flow. That's That's what happens, and that's how we get to realize and to experience the good that we want to experience, the answers that we want to experience, the experiences that we want to experience in due time, knowing that all things happen in due time. All things happen when it's the appropriate time. Oftentimes, we don't recognize that until it's hindsight. When we're looking back, we realize if we look back at something we wanted before and early on in our lives, we realize we weren't ready for that. We weren't ready for that. I had to learn this, this, and this. I had to go this place. I had to move to another place before I could experience whatever it was I wanted back there. There are just so many things. There's so many things that prevent things from happening in our time. And if we can just be with the time that we're in and really be flexible in the time that we're in, then we can move forward. That's how we move forward in this process of trusting and this process of knowing that everything is happening in due time. The next thing I invite you to do is to really practice good self-care. Practice good self-care. And Nicole, don't give me that eye. Practice good self-care. And do you know that the most powerful self-care, the best self-care is spiritual practice? Our spiritual practice is the most powerful self-care we can practice. Because when we are really moving into that place of alignment with spirit, when we're doing prayer work, when we're doing meditation, when we're doing yoga, when we're doing chanting, when we're doing any of those things that are part of our spiritual practice, we are deepening within and aligning ourselves with the all that is. I don't know better self-care than that. I don't know better self-care than that. Than aligning yourself with the one who knows the answers, with the one who knows the timing of everything, with the one who is all. When we align ourselves with that in whatever way we do, in whatever way we do it, when we do that, then that's good self-care. And of course, there's sleeping and exercising and resting and relaxing and having good relationships with people of like minds, of higher minds. All of that's a part of good self-care. And that's a part of our spiritual practice. That's a part of our spiritual practice. The friends that we associate with, the places that we go, the situations that we allow ourselves to be involved in, the experiences that we have, all that's a part of good self-care. All that's a part of good self-care, and all that's a part of spiritual practice, because there's no separation between our spiritual life and any other life, we call it. And our regular life, I've heard some people call it my regular life and then my spiritual life. I don't know what regular life is, but it's all the same. There's only one life. There's only one life. There's only one life, and that's God's life. That's God's life, and we are a part of that. And so to the degree that we allow it to express in and through and as each one of us, then we are experiencing spiritual life, regular life, any other personal life, work life, any other kind. It's just one life. It's just one life. And so when we allow that allness and that fullness that is God to express fully and completely through each one of us and create that opening because of the self-care that we do, because of the constant aligning and realigning with spirit, aligning and realigning with spirit, aligning and realigning with spirit. That's how we develop that trust muscle. Because the more we align, the more guidance we get. We're getting guidance all the time. We're getting guidance and direction all the time. We know exactly what to do, when to do, and how to do, because many things that we're waiting for have to be done through us. They have to be done through us, but if we're not open to it, if we're not open to that place of guidance and direction that comes to us, then we don't get it. And so we miss out on so many things because we think that I'm just waiting for God, and God's just waiting for you, just waiting for you to open up, just waiting for you to let go so that there's a space through which God can work. Because just like when we think we're, as I said, when I think we're waiting for God, God's waiting for us. God's waiting for us to be open and receptive and available. And that's what we do through our self-care. That's what we do through our self-care. So I'm inviting you today to just really start to look at, where do you need to open? Where do you need to where do you need to deepen? How can you deepen in spirit? How can you become more deeply rooted in spirit? More deeply rooted in spirit, so that nothing can sway you. When you're deeply rooted in spirit, you can stand the rain. There's a song. You can stand, when you're deeply rooted in spirit, you can stand the rain. You know, I was thinking about the banyan tree in Maui, and how that the banyan tree is still standing, and there was some aeration that was happening, that was happening since the fires over there, and one of the people working on it was saying that the roots are firm. They're watered. They're still still watered. They're still taken care of. The tree is fine. It's 150 years old. It was burned, but it's not gone. There was some burning, but it's not gone, because it's so deeply rooted that it's receiving the nurturing and the nourishment that it needs. When we are so deeply rooted, we receive what it is that we need. And when we receive what it is we need, then time is irrelevant. Time is irrelevant. We let go of our expectations. And that was the next thing I was going to remind us to do, is to move into a place of expectancy rather than a place of expectations, because expectations always disappoint us. Expectations always disappoint us, because we have a certain thing in mind that we want it to be, and the way it's supposed to look, and when it's supposed to happen, and how it's supposed to happen, and who's supposed to do it, and all that. And then when it doesn't happen the way we have it in our minds, then we're disappointed. But when we're in a place of openness and alignment with the all that is, when we're in a place of knowing that everything happens in God's time, everything happens at the time that is right, according to God's plan, and I'm just open and receptive to allowing it to happen through me, and to be guided to what I need to do, to be guided to what I need to do, to experience the perfect unfolding of whatever it is, the perfect unfolding of whatever it is. But it takes being deeply rooted. It takes being deeply rooted in spirit, so that when the fires come, when the rains come, when the winds come, whatever happens, we're so deeply rooted that we may be shaken up a bit, but we're not destroyed by it. We're not destroyed by it. And that's what, when we get into that place, as I started to talk about expectancy, we get into that place of the expectancy of good, always expecting good to happen, always expecting blessings to happen, always expecting what we call miracles to happen, but what it really is, God to show up. Because as God shows up, we call it a miracle. God's just being God. And so that's what we want to do. And as we are trusting, as we are going along in our daily walk, allow your mantra to be, and I say this all the time because it's my favorite affirmation, is, God, I'm trusting you. God, I'm trusting you. That's my constant affirmation. God, I'm trusting you. I must have dropped 4 things before I left home this morning and couldn't find either one of them, until I finally said, God, I'm trusting you. I know you know where that rolled to. And as soon as I looked down, there it was. There it was. And that happened more than one time this morning as I was trying to get out of the house. It was like I kept dropping little bitty things. And it wasn't until I stopped and said, God, I'm trusting you. I know you know where it is. Please show me where that is. And then in a flash, it was right there. In a flash, it was right there. That's how God works. That's how God works. That sounds like a little thing, but if you're rushing and trying to get out of the house and you keep dropping something, you're trying to find it, that's not a little thing. That's not a little thing. That's a big thing. But you know what it also is? It's also the fact that I know that I can ask God about it. I can ask God, where is it? What am I going to do now? What do you want me to do now? What shouldn't I do now? Whatever. And I know that I'm going to get a response. I know that I'm going to get an answer. And you will too. Oftentimes we think when we get those answers that it's just us thinking. Well, how else is God going to speak to us? Except through our thoughts. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Trust your own guidance, trust your own direction, trust your own thoughts. And just know that the more you trust yourself and the more you trust the guidance that you're getting, the more you're trusting what you think is just you thinking, the more you trust it and see how that works out, you get to the place where you recognize there's no difference in the way my thoughts sound and the way God sounds. When we're really anchored and when we're really centered, when they're really thoughts that are beneficial and high road thoughts, then we know that God is always speaking to us. God is always guiding us. God is always directing us. And so we start to expect that. We walk through our lives with an expectancy of good. I walked through this morning with an expectancy that, where's that thing I just dropped? And there it was right there, 4 times this morning. And so I'm inviting you to really move into that place of trusting God and trusting divine timing, knowing that there is no time or space in God. In God, there's always now. So when we're talking about time, I want this to happen right now. Well, do you know 10 years from now will be right now? Now, God is always in the now. So there is no time in God. So whenever it happens, God is eternal. So whenever it's happening, it's right now. So what we have to do is move into alignment with the all that is, move into alignment with that eternality, move into alignment with openness and availability so that we can just experience the highest and the best life possible. So we can experience the highest and the best life possible by just knowing that everything is working together for good. Everything is working together for good. Did I say everything is working together for good? Everything is working together for good. And so just knowing this truth, then we can really start to trust even more than we trust now. And one thing that I want to say is that the concept in religious science of change your thinking, change your life, that happens in due time also. That's a process. Change your thinking, change your life, yes. But you have to keep changing your thinking over and over and over and over and over again, and then over again, because you have to know, first of all, what you're thinking. So being present, being in the moment, being aware, being mindful, we know what we're thinking. And when we know what we're thinking, and this isn't working, and that thought is certainly not what we want to experience, because we do experience those things. If that thought is not what we want to experience, we get a chance to change it, but we can only change it when we are aware of it. And we can only be aware of it if we're in the moment. And we can only be in the moment when we're mindful. And then when we do all that, that's how trust is built. Trust in ourselves. Yes, I can change my thinking. I'm hearing Robert Schuller say stinking thinking. I can change my stinking thinking right now. I can change it and keep changing it and keep changing it and keep changing it and keep changing it. And I always analogize that to having a cup of coffee, and you want to put clear water in it without pouring the coffee out. Then you just keep putting a drop of water in, a drop of water in, drop of water in, drop of water in. And if you keep looking at what's in the cup, it's still black coffee in there, and you just keep putting that drop of water in. Keep putting that drop of water in. Keep putting that drop of water in. You aren't trying to figure out how long it's going to take this cup to run clear with just clear water in it. You just keep putting that drop of water in, that drop of water in, that drop of water in, that drop of water in. Day by day, this is what the reading was saying, daily, every day, returning to the truth that you know. Keep putting that drop of water in. Keep using your affirmation. Keep, God, I'm trusting you. Every moment, just keep doing that throughout the day. Keep thank you, God, throughout the day as you go along. Just that's that drop of water going into that cup, and then the cup starts to have a little less black coffee in it, and then you just keep putting that drop in there, just letting drop, drip, drip. And do you know that one day you look and the water is clearing up, and then another day you look and it's clear, it's just water in the cup. It's because you've been putting that drop in there, a drop, and you weren't concerned with how long is this going to take or how long is this taking. You're just doing it. What's before you do? And the thing that's before us to do each and every moment is put that drop of water into that cup. Keep putting that drop of water into that cup and breathing while you're doing it. Keep putting that drop of water into that cup. And when we do that, we begin to see how things change. That's how we change our thinking. We may have a thought and we want to change it right now. And 15 minutes later, you hear yourself say something, you realize that thought is right back. You just change it again and you change it again. And just imagine yourself putting that drop of water into that cup of black coffee and just letting it drop over and over and over again. Without, as I said, without concern for how long it's taking. Everything is happening in divine timing. Everything is changing in divine timing. Everything is happening in God's time. And as I go through the process of God, I'm trusting you. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for the changes happening within me right now. Thank you, God, for the changes that are happening in my life right now. Thank you, God, for the way that I'm opening up and available right now. Thank you, God, for all the blessings of my life. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Each one of these is a drop of water into that cup of coffee. Each one of these is how we change our thinking. Each one of these is how we change our lives. Each one of these is how we change the world. Because as we change our lives, we change the world. And so I'm inviting you to start right now. To start right now, to open up, to let go, to release, to move into that place of, yes, God, thank you. Yes, God, thank you. Yes, God, thank you. Right now, knowing that it's always right now. So let's take a breath and just turn within in this moment. Just turning within to that place of knowing and sensing and feeling the power and the presence of God right here, right now, right where I am, God is. Right where each of us is, God is. That all power, that all powerful, that all knowing, that all loving, that all intelligent, that all being is God. And that allness that is God is my life. It is the life of each of us here this day. And so I speak a special word of blessing for each of us this day. As we just let go of old stuff, let go of holding on, let go of wondering when, where, how, and just trusting God. Just trusting God, letting our mantra be, God, I'm trusting you. I'm trusting you for perfect health. I'm trusting you for perfect relationships. I'm trusting you for abundance and prosperity. I'm trusting you for compassion and kindness. I'm trusting you for healing in my body temple. I'm trusting you for everything because we know that everything comes from that one life and the perfection that already is. And so I'm calling forth perfection in each body. I'm calling forth perfection in each life. I'm calling forth perfection in each situation and circumstance because I know that at the core of everything, perfection is. Perfection is, and that is what I'm calling forth right here and right now. Right here and right now. And knowing that we are experiencing that perfection right here and right now. And so I'm going to pause momentarily so that you may speak the names of anyone you'd like held in prayer. You may speak their names silently or loud, and you may speak them now. So for all those whose names were spoken here this day, I know that God is. God is right where each one is, right in the midst of everything, every situation, every circumstance. God is. God is. This prayer goes out to anyone on this planet needing a prayer this day, knowing that God is in the midst. God is everywhere. All is well. All is God. Thank you, God. And so it is.
Lying in bed, I clock tick and think of you caught up in circles. Confusion is nothing new. Flashback, warm nights, almost left behind. Case of memories. Time after, sometimes you pictured me. I'm walking too far ahead. You're calling to me. I can't hear what you've said. And you say, go slow. I fall behind. Second hand unwinds. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Time after time. After my picture fades and darkness has turned to gray, watching through windows, you're wondering if I'm okay. Secrets stolen from deep inside. The drum beats out of time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Time after time. Time after time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Time after time. 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 Time after time.
Again, thank you. Thank you, Victoria and Aaron. Great music today. Beautiful. And a great, great message to remind us about trust, the importance of trusting, believing in our trust too. Yeah. Thank you so much for the reminder. And so now is the time for our conscious giving. This is the time where we participate in the divine law of giving and receiving. CLF is a tithing church, and we invite you to tithe here at CLF by giving of your tithes and offerings. We tithe to local nonprofit organizations that are serving our communities and making a real difference in the lives of real people. Our third quarter tithe recipient is Soldier's Best Friend, who provides service companion dogs to U.S. military veterans living with combat-related PTSD. And the majority of the dogs were rescued from our local shelters. So we love giving to these local communities. If you're online, you can donate by clicking on the button on our website or on Facebook. or you may use your cell phone to text to give. That phone number is 844 941 4360. Whichever way you choose to give, we truly appreciate your constant and continuous giving to CLF and your support. Okay, our house duo here is going to be leading us in our offering song, which is I Trust in God. And our usher will be coming forward at that time as well, too.
I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one in the spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender, I surrender. I'm one in the spirit all around me. I surrender, I surrender. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one in the spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I trust in God. I trust in God.
And as our usher comes forward, we will repeat our offering blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God, and so it is. Thank you very much, Nicole. And now I will pass the microphone off to you to do the announcements.
Thank you. All right. Yay. Yay, me. Yay, everybody. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into those announcements. We're going to start with a reminder that we offer midday meditations Monday through Friday at noon on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. We also offer a pre-service meditation on Sundays at 9:30 a.m. And this is a great place to do your spiritual practice and work on that alignment and realignment. 6 days a week. You can do it on your own on Saturday. And we mustn't forget about Monday practice with Reverend Jorge at 6:30 p.m. Again, through Facebook and YouTube live streams. Can we get that on a microphone? There's no reason to be sorry. Okay. And we mustn't forget Monday practice with Reverend Jorge. I'm just going to say it again at 6:30 p.m. Through our Facebook and YouTube live streams, you can get your spiritual practice assignment for the week based on today's lesson from Reverend Cherry from Jorge on Monday. And then this just in, breaking news. There will be no more Community Care Connection Zoom meeting for the rest of the month. So come back in September. And then after service, we have our practitioners available to pray with you. Also on the table, we have our prayer box. Please submit a written request if you want to do that. They will be prayed for 30 days. Or for those of you online, you can submit a prayer request through email to prayer@creativelivingfellowship.com. Please just put prayer request in the subject line so it gets where it needs to go. And then we have fellowship across the way at Tatum's Grill every Sunday. Well, pretty much every Sunday, 95% of the time. And that's it. You can find your all this information on our website or in our weekly newsletter. Ready?
Thank you, Nicole. So I would like to remind you, of course, to use the treatment for supply. That's our community prayer, and we use it all the time. Page 262 of the Science of Mind textbook, and there's a copy on the table out front also, and on our website also. A copy of A Prayer for Our Country. We've been using that also. The copy is on the website and also at the front table. Continue to connect with each other. I always remind you of that, texting, calling, meeting, if that's what you're doing now. Just to say, I love you, I miss you, I can't wait to see you. So connecting is really, really important. Connecting with me after service and fellowship will be across the way with appetizers. That's what I was going to say. We're going to be across the way with appetizers. So we invite you all to join us after service for fellowship. And I think that's all. So why don't we stand now and do our closing affirmation? Repeat the affirmation after me. Let's take a breath. I'm so happy to trust divine timing and to watch it unfold in my life. And I continue to trust and trust and trust. And as a result, something wonderful is happening in my life right now. I know it, I sense it, I feel it, I accept it, and I thank God for it. Thank you, God, and so it is. And you know what I want to say? Don't we just love the house duo? Let's give them a hand. They're such a blessing. Thank you guys so much. Yes. So now we're going to do our closing song, our release.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God.